Thank you. I think first, I'm from the Central Bank of Vanuatu, and just as a background, Vanuatu is in the Pacific. It's one of the Pacific countries in the Pacific, and we have a population of about 240,000. And our economic growth depends very much on the services sector. And in the last few years, we have been growing very positively. And as I said, the driver for this growth is the services sector. But of course, we have a lot of other areas that needs to be developed, like the agriculture sector. And financial inclusion is one of the new areas that the central bank has decided to take on board, and the financial inclusion activities has been seen as very important in terms of our economic activities, and at the same time is a way of improving the welfare of the people. Now we see ourselves in the central bank as an institution that would be mostly looking at the coordination of financial inclusion in Vanuatu. There has been a lot of activities in terms of financial inclusion that have been performed by the stakeholders, especially in the private sector. We have the banks, we have the microfinance institutions. They have been conducting activities to promote financial inclusion throughout the country. But there appears to be, the activities are not coordinated. So that's where the central bank comes in as to play a coordinating role in financial inclusion. In our process in developing our national strategy, the Reserve Bank has organized, with the support of AVI and the Pacific Financial Inclusion Program under the UNDP, and also other stakeholders, our donor partners. We have organized a stakeholders workshop, and we have come up with a number of resolutions, including the establishment of a national task force. And this task force includes the government, the private sector, and the Reserve Bank. And we have also come up with other resolutions that we think that would promote financial inclusion in Vanuatu, such as financial literacy, education, consumer protection. So these are some of the issues that were being discussed in the National Stakeholders Workshop. And as a way forward, we have submitted a Council of Ministers paper on these resolutions. And once that is approved by the Council of Ministers, by the government, we will then proceed to develop our national strategy. Now, the major challenge would be the coordination among the different stakeholders that are included in the task force. I think that would be the major challenge, to get these different stakeholders together and come up with the national strategy. Now, in terms of the SME, the access to credit is one thing, but I think there is also, on the other side, is how the SMEs, how we assist the SMEs to improve their capacity to repay their loans and also to grow the business. So in terms of access, we have been assisting the government in developing the legal framework in terms of, for example, we are looking at establishing credit bureaus. We have also passed legislations to provide collateral on movable assets. So these are the areas that we think will provide an environment where SMEs could access to finance. And the difficulties now is access, and then having access is one thing, but to have it sustained is another. I mean, sustainable finance is something that will need a lot of education, financial education, and also, well, to some extent, the consumer protection and empowerment, because I think these two areas will improve financial awareness to the SMEs and will help them to make informed decisions at the end of the day. Well, I'm positive that once the government approves the stakeholders' workshop resolutions, we can be able to proceed with developing our strategies, our national strategies, and I think within the 5 years we should be able to have a strategy in place where we can direct us to pursue these financial inclusion activities. So I'm positive about that. As I said, there is a lot of improvement in terms of the legal framework, but there is also a lot of financial education that are provided not only by the authorities, but also the private sector. So this, I think, will help the SMEs to develop in, say, in the next 5 years. Yeah. I think it is important in a sense that the Maya declarations and the national strategies would support or would the national strategies will be able to develop targets and also timeline, some sort of metrics, action metrics that would lead to achieving the Maya Declaration. So I think it is important, the national strategy, in relations to the Maya Declaration. Well, I think in terms of improving access to finance, if you and financial inclusion, if the SMEs have access and improve in the rural areas, they will be able to also provide opportunities for inclusion in the areas where the big companies cannot be able to establish because of profitability issues. But if the SMEs could develop and improve in the areas where big companies, big businesses cannot go, I think they will be able to assist in improving financial inclusion in those areas. And that would help with the Maya Declaration as well. It has been very good. We are also a member of the Pacific Islands Working Group, and that working group has been very active. And also AVI has been continuously supporting our country and our institution in our pursuit to financial inclusion activities. And we have participated in some exchange programs, which I think are very important to assist us to develop our strategies and also our activities towards financial inclusion. And we're learning from other countries who have already far ahead from us. Like in the region, we share the same characteristics, economic characteristics, but our economic developments differ with different resource base. And in terms of financial inclusions, we have different level of development. So some of us have gone ahead, and some of us are still coming behind, but we are learning from the experience. So this peer learning experience I think is very good, and it is important to continue with this exchange visit and learn from other jurisdictions that have already put in place strategies and activities in terms of financial inclusion. Well, I think in terms of having network and also this sub-regional grouping, I think it is a very important approaches where we can learn from each other, and we can move together to develop this financial inclusion activities. And I think we all have the same barriers and challenges, and we can always learn from each other to develop our financial inclusion activities.